So I finally got to meet Sullen Girl, Christy.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. This is on the Idranktheseawater channel. We're gonna do a video on both our channels, the same questions, interviewing each other. So I'll start
Asking me questions.
asking questions.
Yep.
People passing by is really very funny.
We're sitting in the park.
We don't look suspicious at all.
No, it's not weird.
Okay, so what is it like for you to be on YouTube being a role model?
Okay, well, I've always thought like being a role model on YouTube was a little bit of kind of like something really hard to attain, because when I started out doing YouTube, I was talking as a self-injurer, and I always thought that people should look at me as sort of like an anti-role model, because I was hoping that in sharing my story that they would not do what I've done in the past and with self-injury. So when people do look up to me, part of me thinks, oh God, don't do what I do the opposite of what I do. But I think now, and you probably know, having more like people look at your channel and stuff like that, you can give really good advice because we've been there. So I think being a role model on YouTube, it's kind of something hard to live up to, in my opinion. But I'm glad if people are inspired by anything that I say or things that we've been through. I hope that they can learn from them. I wouldn't say do what I do, but maybe learn from my mistakes. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so related to this self-injury spectrum, what kind of projects do you have? What kind of things would you like to accomplish? Right.
Well, right now I'm really happy doing YouTube videos. I'm really happy where I'm at with the subscriber base that I have, but I am actually working on my own book, which actually you've really inspired me to do that, because I was sort of working on it years and years and years ago, and I actually used to come to this park and write, and I abandoned it, and then I read your book and I kind of got inspired by you, so thank you.
Wow.
So that's kind of a project that I have in the works, but I've also been kind of testing out live chats with people, because people a lot of times say on YouTube that they find more help on YouTube sometimes than they can with their own counselor, with their own friends. And so sometimes I think maybe we should do like live group chats, and people can sort of talk to each other as sort of a form of like therapy or counseling type of thing, not professional, just as friends, people who understand. And so I've been working hard on trying to do that, and I've done a few trial runs of the group chats and things like that, and so I'm getting that all. Yeah, it was really fun. At first it was really hectic, just with all the questions coming in and with all the people, but it was really fun to talk to them. And I said I'm going to do it for a half an hour and see how it goes, and it ended up being like 2 hours long.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to start, getting more into that. And I think I tried to do the website thing before, and it is so hard because I'm not adept at that sort of thing. So I'm going to keep with the blogging, and I have a forum that I'm opening so people can kind of go in there and chat.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I had a forum, but it kind of went sideways.
Well, we can both work on it at some point if you're ever interested.
Okay, so what kind of, you're borderline, correct?
Right.
What kind of symptoms do you have?
Well, I've really been working on managing it especially since I've been in a long-term relationship, because beforehand I'd never really been in relationships, because with me, one of my biggest symptoms is sort of like getting close to people and then pushing them away. So they can, maybe do nothing, or they could do one little thing, and literally I would stop talking to them. It was kind of one of my harder things, because I would sort of put someone on a pedestal, and then something would happen and I would push them away. But as soon as I would push them away, I'd want them to come back. And I lost a lot of friends because of that.
That's very borderline.
Yeah, and I had a big group of friends when I graduated high school, and I lost pretty much every single friend. Actually, don't really keep in contact with any of them anymore, because that got so bad. It was almost like they thought I was some kind of flake or something, pushing them away and then come back. And I wasn't trying to be a bad friend, it just was something I couldn't control. So I've been trying really hard to kind of manage that, but that's the hardest thing that I struggle with.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
hard.
That has to be.
And I know a lot of people struggle with the same thing, but it's hard to be borderline and have things, you just do things that you don't really know why.
And people don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Sorry.
screen went black.
Screen went black.
Bye.
Hi, we're back. We didn't go anywhere.
We didn't go. No, we're still here.
Yeah, we're here. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next question.
Okay. So what started your self-injury?
Well, I was about 13, so it was 12 to 13. I felt really angry inside all the time, and I didn't have like that rough of a childhood. Actually, like, I have really nice parents. I have, my parents are together, and I have family and stuff like that. But I felt like angry about everything, and I had started to go to church to like get things all, squared away and stuff like that, and things weren't helping, and I think I was looking for like a quick fix, and I know like you can't just go to church and have a quick fix, or you can't, find someone to help you and get a quick fix, but I was looking for that at 13. You're really mature, and it just came to me, like self-injury. I didn't know anyone who did it, but I just started doing it, and It was the quick fix. It was like, wow, this is what I've been looking for, and I don't know how it came into my mind. I just started doing it, and that's kind of, it was kind of spur of the moment type thing, but at the time it worked, so that's why I kept doing it, and so that's what got me into it.
Yeah, I've heard of that. People like not necessarily knowing what self-injury is, but they're just trying to discover it, and they don't realize that other people do it, and
sort of just like you feel really like either angry or sad or empty inside, and it just sort of like gives you something else to feel, and it's really hard because when counselors ask, they'll look for specific reason. Like, a lot of people have similar backgrounds who started self-injuring, but not everyone has to have the same background. You could literally start for different reasons, and just because like someone starts for one reason doesn't mean you're a freak for starting for a different reason.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
There are a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
To start,
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you didn't want to quit?
Yes. For the entire time I've been a self-injurer, I felt like I didn't want to quit. There's always I always have wanted to quit, but on the other hand, it's like, no, I don't want to. So even though right now I'm sort of in recovery, there's still that part of me that thinks you can go back to that if you want to. So I keep thinking in the back of my mind, like, if you need to do that, it's always going to be there. So I keep the things to self-injure with, and I always keep that thought in mind. And I think in that way, I always think, that's you saying you don't want to quit. That's you like keeping it in your back pocket for a rainy day type thing. And it's hard because it's like, when you've been self-injuring for so long, and I know you know about it, like, you don't want to let go of it because it's like a friend almost. I know it's that weird that sounds, but it's like something that's been there. So it's hard to let go of it. But there's a part of me who really wants to, but there's always in the back of my mind the part that has a hard time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you like, since you don't want to quit, there must be something that you like about SI?
Yeah. Well, like I said, it is a quick fix. I think a lot of times when I don't want to deal with feelings internally, like when I'm feeling really overwhelmed, like, I like the feeling that I can self-injure and it will go away. And it's not like I have to deal with those feelings, and so it's like pushing things to the back burner and just not dealing with them. And so that, I think, if I would say I like something about self-injury, it's that it's a quick fix. Mm-hmm. But I don't recommend it. Okay. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that's how I feel about it sometimes. Yeah.
So, do you have any kind of strange or out of the ordinary desires when it comes to self-injury?
Yeah. Actually, I think people, to everyone else, like, who doesn't self-injure, might think it's strange to have other like desires about self-injury, but I think anyone watching who self-injures, and obviously you probably know, it's not that strange to us, because I think once you start doing it, you start thinking of other things you can do. And I've of course, like, when you self-injure, a lot of people think that you only do it on your arms. Well, I've done it a lot on my arms, but I've done it other places, like, that can be hidden by a bra, or, down, like, on your thighs or something like that. And so sometimes when I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I've done stuff like that. It almost feels different than self-injuring, just like on the arms or something like that for me. So yeah, I have had those thoughts, but I think a lot of people who self-injure have had those thoughts before.
Do you think it has to do with any kind of mental health issues?
Yeah, I do. Because at times, like, for example, I'll give quick examples, but like, I've had a lot of struggle with my weight before, and a lot of times, like, if I feel like particularly fat, or particularly like if someone looked at me and I thought, oh God, they were looking at like how fat my stomach is or something, I've went and cut on my stomach because I felt like that place was just bad or something like that. And I think that can have something to do with obviously your mental health. It's a psychological thing for sure, because you're sort of like punishing yourself for reasons, you know, and that's obviously in your head for sure.
Okay. That was my final question.
Now I get to ask you questions.
Yeah.
And you get to answer.
So if you want to see me answer these questions, go to Sullen Girl's channel and hopefully subscribe to her if you haven't already subscribed to her.
You better be subscribed to both of us.
You better be.
This is a warning.
I think a lot of them are, but
yeah, I think so.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
So yes, for sure, subscribe. Sullen Girl, she talks about the same issues that I do: mental health, self-injury, sometimes eating disorder.
Yep.
So yes, for sure, go subscribe and go check out the video on the other channel.
Thanks, guys.